have technical aptitude and mechanical insight? Have you strong planning skills? Are you focused and self-motivated? Can you work independently? If you've said yes to these questions, the occupation of milling process machine operator might be the one for you. These operators run the machines that are used to mill and mix the various grains and their byproducts to make flour, meal and stock feed. Milling process machine operators work under the supervision of the miller. The process operators monitor the machines that carry out processes such as cleaning, dehusking, hulling, polishing or grinding to produce milled grains and flour. Grain comes from cereal crops that are cultivated for the starch contained within the seed. Grains are members of the grass family and include wheat, maize, rye, oats, barley, sorghum and some species of millet seed. Milling breaks down the grain and accesses the starch contained inside. Grain is processed for human consumption, animal feed or industrial use. The milling process begins with cleaning the grain and tempering it by adding water. The milling process machine operators run and monitor the machinery used in these processes. The tempered grain is ground in a series of roller mills to remove the bran and to cut the endosperm, which is part of the grain where the starch is stored. After each milling, the grain is sieved through a shaking sifter. This separates the crushed grain into various components and sizes for further reduction and processing. The operators ensure that the production process runs smoothly by regulating the flow of grain and seed through the machines. They check gauges and make adjustments to keep the equipment running at the correct speed. If there are any issues with the machinery and equipment, the machine operator will attempt to rectify the problem. If necessary, they get the engineering team to fix the equipment. The result of milling is a variety of flours and flour blends. These are then stored in large bins or packed for shipment to food processing plants, grain and flour suppliers or retailers. After each production run, the operators make a note of the necessary tracking records such as product batch numbers and lots. Although much of the milling process is automated, the operators may still be expected to do a degree of lifting of bags of flour or grain. Depending on the size and nature of the mill, machine operators may be expected to work shifts, which could include nights and weekends. Entry into this occupation will depend on the employer's requirements. It may be possible to work as a mill worker without any specific qualifications, although companies may require some previous experience in an area of grain milling. Employers usually give on-the-job training that is specially adapted to the milling equipment. Health and safety training is also provided. The ability to read instructions and understand elementary technical information is essential, as is basic levels of maths literacy to calculate weights. With experience and training, it is possible to progress to the level of production supervisor or miller